Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
How does it feel? Double nomination.
Again.
Yeah, I know it feels really good. Obviously, I'm surrounded by an amazing group of men that I get to come in and work with every single day. Great coaches. My running back coach that has truly been elevating my game every single season, allowing me to be in these positions at the end of the year. So yeah, I'm truly blessed to be where my feet are and to be in this position. And yeah, I don't take it for granted.
Are you at all surprised with the way camp went or didn't go for you in this case, and you had to sit out a game early on with an injury?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not happy how the last 2 years have kind of started for me. Not doing camp the year before that as well. And then, yeah, looking at this season, missing a game as well. Essentially like a game and a half. I remember that game coming back against BC. It was kind of on a snap count that game. So, yeah, unfortunately wasn't able to do training camp, and my body just wasn't feeling where I wanted it to be when the season started. Excuse me. But yeah, so it started to pick up though, and I started to feel like myself, and things got rolling pretty quickly.
Yeah, when you look at the season that you've had, what do you think of? Like, what comes to mind for you is almost 1,800 yards. There's a career high in receiving. There's this, 12 or 13 games with 100 yards plus from scrimmage. What comes to mind for you?
Yeah, I take pride in trying to be the most consistent player that I can be every single week for this team, and at the end of the day, with that being said, hoping that translates to wins for this football club. So I think I did a great job of being consistent this year. Whether it was in the run game or the pass game. And then I think when I look at trying to build on my craft with my running back coach Jason Hogan, it was okay. How can I get more involved in the pass game? Working on catching the ball better, making people miss when you catch the ball, and extending those plays. And I think I did show that. So it's pleasing knowing that the extra work that I've been putting in, especially after practice, is paying off. So you just continue to try and elevate your game. You look at now things in your game and say, okay, where are areas that I can continue to improve on? Because said it last year too. I think the sky's the limit for myself. I think I can continue to reach new heights for myself at the running back position. So, always trying to find different areas of my game to improve on. So that was one of them this year, and I think you saw the hard work paid off. So yeah, just trying to be the most consistent player that I can, and at the end of the day, be productive. Like produce. If the organization is paying you, you need to produce and try and be as consistent as you can. And I take pride that I'm a guy that's going to produce you week in and week out.
Hey, Brady, you kind of talked about just again the way that the season started, but I'm curious, does that add any, as opposed to last year, does that add any like satisfaction for the way it maybe is kind of culminated now? Like where it's like, I know you say you're chasing the Grey Cup, that's what's on your mind, but for it to end for it to be almost about to end in an award now, in a personal world award, compared to when it maybe how it started, does that add any satisfaction maybe for how the season as a whole has gone?
Yeah, I think you have some time to reflect and look back of how the season went, and you look at the year before that. Obviously, we got off to a hot start, and yeah, it wasn't the way we wanted it to start this year, but yeah, we stayed focused with it and really believed in this group, and I knew for myself, obviously maybe a little bit of a slow start to my season, but I believe in myself, man. I know the type of player that I am. I know the type of player that I need to be for this team to thrive, for us to win games, and for us to win playoff games and make it to Grey Cups and win Grey Cups. So I knew the way the season started for me. I knew that that 0-4 start was an 0-4 start, but I wasn't feeling myself. I wasn't feeling the way that Brady Oliveria needs to feel in order for this team to go. And that's getting on the same page with offensive line, building that chemistry back up. Obviously, we've had great chemistry last season, but then it's a new season, and I'm not in training camp, and I'm not in the huddle with them, with the O-line and with Zach, so it took a little bit of time, but I knew the importance of trying to get back on that track as soon as possible, because the way this offensive line goes is the way this team goes. So when they're on fire, it's usually a good result for this football club at the end of the game. So, yeah. So I hope I answered your question, but yeah. Thanks.
Brady, does this ever get old, playing for your hometown team and being recognized this way?
Never, man. Never. It's a blessing. It honestly is. It's playing for my hometown team. Team that I grew up watching when I was a kid, right? It's still surreal to me every day when I get to come to work. Like I get to do this. It is an absolute honor and privilege to be a professional athlete, but being a pro in my hometown, it's amazing, man. I get goosebumps. It's a blessing. So this will never get old.
There was a chance in the off season that you might not have come back here. So does that make this even more special?
Yeah, there was a time in that off season where I didn't think I was coming back. Obviously, everyone knows I want to be in Winnipeg. It's my hometown. You still need to feel wanted, right? It's still your business and your career, and you want to go to a place where you feel wanted. I thought maybe there was a time in that off-season stage where I was feeling a lot more love from other teams and not the team that I wanted to feel that love from. So I'm just extremely happy when I was going through that stage in the offseason that we were able to get it done. We were able to get it done with the right team, and that's right here.
It would have, based on what you're saying, it would have kind of felt weird if it had been somewhere else, doesn't it? Like just being in this room and what you know so much.
It would have felt weird. I really don't really picture myself being anywhere else. Obviously, if it comes to a point where that ever did happen, of course, like I said, it's still business, and you got to make sure you take care of yourself and your family. So if it makes sense to stay, it makes sense. If not, if you have to go somewhere else, you got to make a business decision. Will it feel weird? Absolutely. So I really hope I never have to cross that path. I hope I could just stay here. But it definitely would have felt weird, and I'm just really glad that my agent did a great job of keeping me here for the next 2 years, and hopefully when this next contract expires, we can continue to just lock it down here in Winnipeg.
All the guys that we've talked to that have won this award are saying, this is great. We've got Saturday. That's the big thing, right? Is that what you're thinking too? Walking on first place?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Montreal week, man, and we got a really big test ahead of us. We know what's on the line here. It's literally whatever it takes this week. Whatever it takes, you got to crash out. We need everyone's best effort going into this game, and understanding that we go into Montreal, win this game, and then you'll have some rest. So I need everyone's best effort, like they give it every single week. But be prepared to play the most physical game of your life coming on Saturday. Because like I said, I think there's only one way to play this game, and that's all out, every single play, the most physical brand of football that you can play. And when you play it that way, you win football games. I'm telling you win football games. So I need everyone's, whatever it takes for this Saturday game, and everyone be prepared to play their most physical brand of football. And Osh has echoed that, and Buck has echoed that. So we understand what we need to do on Saturday. So execute the plays that are called, but play your most physical brand of football, and I think we'll walk out there with a victory.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.